Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my house. Come on in, come on in. So, I heard you guys wanted to see the progress on the train room. No problem, let's go. Don't worry about your shoes. Come on in, let's go. Okay, so this is where we're going to start right here. So where we are standing is at the future home of the Owen Sound main yard and the Palmerston yard staging underneath. So as you can see, this part is not completed. This is the last stage of the construction. And the reason for that is I have to finish the main part, move everything over into the main part, and then plastic this off and finish this off. So the first thing I wanted to draw your attention to is the lighting in this area. I'm using these here. These are called normally LED Slimlines. They're a really cool product. They're a newer product. What you do, you basically go into this junction box here, and this can mount up in your joist or however you want. And then the beauty of it, these can go into a low profile area. So they can fit between basically a joist and your drywall, whereas your traditional pot light, you can't do that. So here I've done this because, as you can see in this bulkhead, we've got this ductwork happening. The other thing I've done, everything down here is framed in metal. So you see this here, this is called hat track. It's what we normally call it around here anyways. It's really popular in commercial construction, and it's become more popular in residential construction, more for framing bulkheads. Now, I'm a contractor. What I've done, I've used steel studs for the outside walls. Now, some people don't think this is a good idea. It kind of goes back and forth, but what I've done, I've left the original insulation behind in the vapor barrier and framed in front of it. This way, you don't have to worry about having insulation in between the studs. The problem is, what they say is when you have insulation between those studs, because of that space, when the screw goes through, it goes through the vapor barrier and into a cold space and causes cold air to come through, which will eventually cause your screw to rust. Now, I've personally never seen this. I've never seen it in a commercial application or in a basement, but that's what they say. But in this situation, it doesn't matter because I've framed in front with the minimum code insulation that's already on the walls. Now, what I normally do when I go into a customer's home, I basically ask them if they want new insulation. Well, how does the basement feel? So I really recommend spend some time down there. I've spent a lot of time down here. I've had my music room down here. I've had my modeling desk down here for a number of years, the amount of time that we've lived here. It's always been warm in the wintertime and nice and cool in the summertime, so no problems. The only thing you want to know is to cut a hole ever so often to put some venting in that space between the wall and the foundation. What this will do, it allows air to move back and forth. The idea behind it, the science behind it, is that you want the area outside of the drywall and the area behind the drywall to be the same temperature. That is the key. If it's not, what you'll have is warm on the outside, cold on the backside. You end up getting condensation. This causes mold and rot. So yeah, that's very important. That's the point of vapor barrier. So come on, let's keep going this way. So as you can see, that's the Owen Sound area. Now we're coming into the main basement, the main room. And here we are. So if you look here, I've got tons of switches. These are all lighting effects. So I can change everything around. This here is on a dimmer switch, and it's a three-way dimmer switch. So when you come down the stairs, you can come in here and set the lights or turn them off if you want to watch a movie, or if for the railway you want them dim with whatever you want. Then I've got all these banks of lights. So this is the main room. Then we have the main train area. And then this bank here does the bulkhead. You can see that. Then I have another switch over here on the end. This does over the bar. This is the feature area of the bar. So, one other thing I want to draw your attention to with the lighting is if you come on over here, if you look at this row of lights up here, going down this hallway, you'll notice that they're off-center in the space. Well, this is for the railway. See, what's happening is the railway comes out 24 inches, which means the valence will come out 24 inches. So what will happen is these aisle lights will be center of the space between the valence. Same with right here. You're probably wondering, this looks kind of funny. We only have 2 pot lights here, but we're missing a pot light up over here, or 2 of them. Well, what's happening, this part here, if you remember the plans, this is where the helix is. And I am going to have some model scenery here as well. So the valence will actually start around here and come out this way. So the railway lighting will light up all this railway here and all the way across here. If you look on the original plan, right here, this is the first part that's going to be modeled. This is going to be the lower level, about this height, about 36 inches I'm thinking. This is going to be Chesley, which originally was Terra, now it's Chesley. It'll come around here, around the helix, up and back. Then this is Shallow Lake, about 50 inches up here. It'll come across here, and this is where that removable section, there's going to be 2 of them that'll be here, which I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. I'm probably going to use steel stud power frame. It's super light, but it's super straight, and it doesn't warp. That's what I'm really looking at. So I'm thinking plywood on top of it, some kind of frame. I'll figure it out later on. So before we talk more about the railroad, I just want to bring you over to this area. Remember I said before, this is also going to be a home theater and a family room. So this main part here, this here is the future area of the wet bar. So this cabinet right here, plumbing's already roughed in. I've brought it in over from the main. Got PEX coming down, drain all hooked up, ready to go. This is the plumbing cabinet for a bar sink. This is just an auxiliary cabinet for games and toys, cups, whatever. Same with that cabinet over here. This space here is for the bar fridge. And then here, this is going to be a future cabinet that I'm going to custom build just out of MDF. This is where all the entertainment stuff's getting used. This is all surround sound wiring here. So all these speakers, they're all labeled, they've all been run. These go to the surround sound system of the home theater. So we have the speakers there, we have an HDMI cable there. We also have this purple one here, that's for the subwoofer. I'll show you where that goes in a minute. And we also have an Ethernet. That's for basically our Netflix streaming box that we use. It's better to use Ethernet cable than to do wireless. They say it's faster. So if we come over this way, so this spot right here, this is kind of cool because it's so far away. This is the future area of the dispatcher's desk. So this is where the dispatcher will sit. It'll also be double as my modeling desk, as you already know. So whenever he calls, you're separated. Your back's also to the people over there working on the railroad, which is kind of cool. It kind of keeps you separate. What I've done here, I've got the telephone line run in, and I've also got a Cat6 line. Now I'm probably not going to use the Cat6, but this was originally for a local net bus to send a signal from the DCC system over here if I need it. Let's say I wanted to run a fast clock or something. Probably not going to need that now because everything's wireless. So my fast clock can be run on either a cell phone or a tablet, whatever I want. This wall here, all these lights are roughed in so they can shine on some of the railroad memorabilia and art. Maybe we'll put a few, theater pictures. Now, this part here, this is basically just MDF box. What we had was a post here and an empty space, so I wanted to use it up. So what I did, I built this MDF box, and in here is going to go glass shelves. This is going to display a lot of my railroad antiques, some extra engines and stuff I want to put on this display, that kind of thing. If you come over here, if you look up here, I put this valence on here. Up here there's a plug. That is for the new LED lights that are going to go in there. So the LED lights are going in that, you know, those ones with the remote. You turn it on, change color, whatever you want. Same with up here. So this bulkhead is going to have crown molding going all the way around. If you see here, you've got another plug roughed in right here. This is where another LED lighting system is going to plug in. Same thing, so that'll be, so it's going to look really cool. You can have all different colors, whatever you want. Another thing I wanted to point out, this space here, because I wanted to use it all up. This is eventually going to be, like I was saying, this is a cavity for the subwoofer. So this is where the subwoofer will plug in. Because basically where I'm standing here, out front of this will be the couch. And the TV is up here. So you sit here, subwoofer's behind me, and the cabinet's behind me. So it should be a pretty cool shot. I'll probably use it for the mail call shoutouts and updates video. So anyways, that's just about it. Pretty cool room. I've got quite a bit more to do. I've got another coat of mud to do, then sand it, get this all painted. I'm not going to show you in here, but in here is the furnace room. This is where the wire tune staging will be. It's not going to be, I might see it a little bit, but not too much. Basically, it's just the train sits in there, drops cars off, and cars come out. But on the other side of this wall, this is where the phone system goes. That's that wire in that corner runs over there. The one where the desk is over here, that runs over here. Also gonna have a phone in this section where Chesley and Shallow Lake is. So as we were talking about agents and all that. The hub for all that will be in here. I'll probably also have some DCC stuff in here as well. But when it's cleaned up and looking a little better, I'll show you that then. So yeah, I think that's about it for this first layout update. So we're in the tail end of the rough construction. I think when I see you next, we're going to be, we'll have this sanded, primed, and I'll have the carpet going in, and hopefully some paint. Another thing, so a little teaser, the Chesley bench top, it's already cut out and marked out and ready to go in. So as soon as this is sanded and primed, that's going to be happening. So you're probably going to see that as well. So anyways guys, until next time, please hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah, happy model railroading, stay creative, we'll see you later.